5 minutes to go to my handlers meeting up in for the intermediate cattle, and I don't think anybody will be taking the mic for me, but I will be back for you. This is a beautiful country setting here. We have mountains all the way around us. No snow this year on the mountains around us. It's been a drier year in this part of the world, but Afton has welcomed us. We really want to thank Nutrena for all their support. They sponsor each of these rings, and they'll be here with their booth so competitors can come visit with them. As you see, sometimes the little nip on the nose is kind of an allowed area for the dog to bite, but sometimes it's not always the best answer because the sheep then aren't going to trust the dog. Patience with is going to be the answer to the game. Because we're about out of time here, and this will be the second or third dog to time out in working on this kennel.
Up next we have Rick Chair and Dolly, followed by Josh Harris and IME Gwynn, and then Phil, Stacy, and Gus.
Lie down.
Alright, we have our Nutrena ad up, Loyal Life. Please support these companies that are supporting this program for MSSA. Without them, it would be hard to do this event. You have to qualify to come to finals. You have to have points on each of the livestock that you enter, sheep or cattle in the level that you're in. And so far, almost everybody who's qualified has been able to enter. But MSSA is growing in their 10 plus years that they've been going, and might need to have more points to actually qualify to come here. Next up is Rick and Dolly, and they are from Bend, Oregon. I don't have a little story about them, so we'll have to see when the dog comes out here what it is. Again, this is just the pickup dog who's waiting for the stock to come off the arena.
Hi, doing good. Your hair is so cute. You chopped it off. I usually Good luck today. Yeah, I'm cattle and then yeah, good luck. I was trying to
Take it easy, guys. Let them see that. Oh, down, down.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
They'll see that hole. We'll give them time. Easy. Got it. Solid. Here. Come here. Here. All right. Get up. Dolly, walk up. Dolly, walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Dolly, get up. Walk up. Walk up. Get up. Dolly. Walk up.
Hustle now.
Hey!
Up next, we're gonna have Josh Harris and IMP Gwynn, followed by Phil Stacy and Gus, and then Antoinette Harms and MISR Russ.
Down. Down.
You're on number 6 right now. Our things messed up. It says 2-5.
Aye. Here. I'll wait. I'll wait. There, walk. Walk up. I'll wait. There. Come by. There. And. Stand. Stand. Walk. I'll wait. There, walk. Wait. Hey, I'll wait. There. Gwen, I'll wait. There. Walk up. Come by. Come by. Gwen, here. Gwen. Come by. There. Stand. Callie. Stand. I'll wait. There. Walk. I'll wait. I'll wait. She needs her sweater. Stand. I'll wait. Stand. Come on. Stand. Wait. There. Walk up. Stand. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. There. Stand. Stand. I'll wait. Stand. I'll wait. Stand. Oh, wait. Stand. Stand. Here, Gwen. Walk. There. Walk. Wait. There. Wait. Here. Here. Here, Gwen. Walk up. Wait. Here. Walk. Walk here. Walk. Walk. Here. Walk. Walk up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I'll wait. In. There. Walk up. Come by. There. Walk. Come by. Walk. Come by. Come by. Come by. Come by. There. Come by. Come by. There. Wait. There. Come by. Gwen, come by. Gwen, come by. There, walk. Gwen, here. There. Stand. Come by. Come. There. Walk up. Stand. Stand. Here. Come. Walk. Walk. There. Stand. Here. Here. There. Walk. There. There. Walk up. There. Wait a minute. Come. Hey. Come by. Stand. 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 Walk. Walk. There. Come by. Come by. There. Wait. Walk up. Wait. Come by. Wait. Wait. There. Come by. Stand. Come by. Wait. Come by. Wait. 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 Here. Walk. Come by. Come by. Come by. Come by. There. Stand. Stand. Here. Load it. Load it.
That was Josh Harris and
Come here,
IMP
Gwen.
Quinn, score 180. Our numbers are a little bit messy on here, but this is up next is 6. It's Phil, Stacy, and Gus, followed by Antoinette, Harms, and Mr. Russ, which will be 7, and then 8, Scarlett Miller and Griffin.
Yeah, but we don't have to.
Wait a minute. Wait, walk up. Walk up. Walk up, Gus. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Wait. Wait. There. Walk up. Down. There. Walk up. Wait. Walk up. Wait. Wait. There. Walk up. Wait. Walk it. There. There. Down. Okay. Wait. There. Walk it. There. Come back. Walk it. Walk it. Walk it. Come. Stand back. Stand back. Stand back. There. Walk it. Wait. Wait. There. Walk it. Walk it. Wait. There. Walk it. Walk it. Walk it. Good. Come. Back. There.
Up next, we have number 8, Antoinette Arms and Mr. Russ, followed by number 9, Scarlett Miller and River, and then number 10, Laurie Ross and Lark.
Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Oh, wait. There. There. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Come back. Come back. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Walk. Oh, wait. Get out. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Get out. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Come on. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Lie down. Get out. Get out. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Come back. Come back. Rest. Come back. Come back. Come back. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Get out. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Lie down. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Lie down. Oh. Lie down. Lie down. Come. Lie down. Walk. Walk up. Come on. Away. 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 Get out. Away. 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 Here, Elvis. Away. Get out. Rest. Elvis. Elvis. Come back. Come back. Come back. Come back. There. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Lie down. Away. 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 Get out. Away. Lie down. Come. There. Wait. Away. 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 Lie down. Walk up. Walk up. Away. Lie down. Away. 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 Here, come back. Come back. Come back. Lie down. That'll do. That'll do. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Come back. Walk up. Walk up. Come on. Walk up. Come on. Away. Come on, Rex. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Wait. Away. 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 There. Lie down. Lie down. Come. 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 There. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Lie down. Walk. Walk. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Walk up. Come. 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 There. Come. Come. Lie down. Wait. Away. 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 Lie down. Walk. Away. Away. Lie down. Wait. Away. Lie down. Lie down.
number 10, Lori Ross and Lark. And then number 11, Sage White and Coop.
Oh, wait. Down. Down. Go by. Go by. Go by. Go. Yep. Go by. Go by. There. Walk up. Down. Walk up. Down. Down. Come. Come. Down. Go by. Go. Go. Down. Up now we'll have there. Down. Down. There. Come. On deck. Come. Down. There. Down. Come, River. River, come. There. Down. Down.
Yeah, I understand.
Walk up. Down. Good. Come. River, that'll do. Come. Come. Come, River. River. Come away. Down. Come away. River, down. Come.
Yeah,
Come.
they can
Oh, wait. Lie down. Oh, wait. Down. Oh, wait. Down. Come. Come. Go back. Down. Come away. Down. Come away. 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 Down. There. Come here. That'll do something. Very nice. There. There. Come.
What number we on, Jamie?
9.
Sage is 11.
Yep.
513.
There you go. Down. Here. Here. Come. There. Come. There. Right there. Right there. Walk down. Get back. Get back. Down.
Yes.
Down. Out. Down. Oh, go by. Down. Down. Away. Away. There. Right there. Right there. There. Down. 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 Walk up, walk up. Right here, River. River.
Hand.
Get back.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Scarlett and
Get down.
River,
Out.
and
Go. Get him up.
she did a nice job getting all the way to 5. The pin.
Lie down. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
They can do side handling here. It's fine.
Right there. Walk up, walk up.
I have. She's from
Let
Arizona.
it go!
She's trained this dog, and that's the first dog I've seen complete the course. Awesome. Congratulations.
Good job, Scarlett Miller and River.
Hear the crowd.
Up next, we're gonna have number 10, Lori Ross and Mark, followed by number 11, Sage White and Coop, and then number 12, Tina Olsen and Clover.
All right. Morris Construction also did some donating to us, so we thank them very much for participating in helping out this program. We are in Afton, Wyoming, established in 1902. We are watching the sheepdog nursery, novice dogs, sorry. It will be followed by the nursery dogs after this. So this is Laura Ross and Mark. Again, these handlers are beginners. That's how this class is established. The dog could have experience, and the dog's out on the outrun. The first panel they need to make is the number 1. They need to come through that line. Here they come. A little bit fast. They've been settled down. She comes to us from Sheraton, Wyoming. She didn't have far to go. This is a 4-year-old border collie. She's been trialing for 2 years. So she's using her whistles. Sounds like a walk-up whistle, and then she does a flank whistle. If you're hearing them give commands, a clockwise command is go by or come by. A counterclockwise is away. Now she's gone to that. She might have thought the dog wasn't responding well to her whistle, so she was nervous. It's hard to keep the tones right. So that's her tiebreaker line and her first points. Now we're coming down the field, and we just keep them on a nice little walk heading towards this pin is what we need to happen. Really want to thank Nutrena for all their support, all their products. Each of these ingredients have been supported by Nutrena. The town of Afton opens up to us. There's several motels, many restaurants. They seem to be prepared to have us in town. We have little vendors here. There's about 4 food shacks here on site. Now, to get here, the dogs have to qualify with their handler. So occasionally you'll see a dog that'll run at a different level. So the dog can run multiple times, and the handler do different things. So I went to a handlers meeting, and now this young lady's doing a different approach than we saw earlier. She's having her dog hold the side, and she's trying to hold the back. It's a good technique that might get the sheep to see that hole, but she's got to get all their little heads to turn and look at that hole. That's tricky business. So now she's switched back to what we saw others doing. So to qualify, you have to go to MSSA trials. You earn points for, depending on how many dogs, it could be up to 5 placings that you get points. And then at that time, they accumulate over the year and they accumulate over the dog's lifetime. So there's lifetime achievements for the dog as well as qualifying for finals, and each of those are different. So this one sheep's not quite convinced. These are wool sheep, came off the range. So they're going to be a little testy being brought into a smaller group. They're not so sure. The dog has to say, keep on going. As you see, this handler is moving because I believe they go to that fetch line. And now we need to go down this panel. There we go. So she's doing some assistance to get the sheep off the dog. Nicely done. So she has 3. Now she has to head all the way back up this end. Currently, to qualify here, once you have gotten points on whatever stock you want, if you want sheep, you get points on sheep. If you want cattle, you get cattle. Depending on the entry, sometimes if you got points on cattle, they'll allow you to enter sheep. There's many different levels. There's novice and maturity and nursery and open. There's also the junior class. And we have several juniors. The juniors are actually the ones that are back in the stock pen, doing stock handling for all the livestock. And now she's made this panel very, very nicely. Now she's
Don't
heading
run.
to this
Walk, no running.
Running's not allowed. So you'll see some kind of characteristic entertaining walks. So nicely done.
Good job, Larry, Ross, and Lark. Up next, we're going to have number 11, Sage White Soup, followed by number 12, Tina Olson and Clover, and then number 13, Jerry Alvord and Beth.
All right, she's helping me out with all the names. I have her turned on so you can hear her be announcing from the ring. We're supposed to stay in order. So that was one of the board of directors that was picking up the stock. And this is one of the board of directors' daughters. Sage Wright. She was hard working all day preparing for today, the last couple days. We had to set up all the arenas, put up all the tarping, and it was very efficiently done.
Come by. There, lie down.
So this dog's name is Coop,
There, come by.
and they are very local.
There, lie down.
Bancroft,
Wait.
Wyoming.
There, lie down.
Definitely a big part of setting up
Wait.
this
Wait. There,
event.
lie down. Come by. Come by.
I don't have a little story about her. I should know it all, but I would assume this is a dog that her father or brother have worked in the open level.
There, lie down.
Very talented
Wait.
Keep going.
dogs, and
Lie down. Come by.
so now she's
There,
heading
lie down. Lay
up
down.
to this panel that everybody's been having a hard time. Number 2.
Walk up. Look. Stand. Wait. Wait. There, lie down.
So again, the word she's using away is counterclockwise, go by or come by is clockwise. That's around the sheep. The sheep would be the center of the clock. They're using walks and stops and there to help communicate. And now she's just keep everything moving still.
Wait.
She just got a little too much action. She got it all flowing really, really nicely.
There, lie down.
And was excited probably because
Let 'em look,
nerves
Sage.
are rising high.
There, lie down.
And her dad's telling her to let it settle, which is the same thing that I'm saying. There she goes.
Easy, Sage.
There, lie down. Wait. Lie down. There. Lay down. Come by.
Lots of patience.
There.
That's what's going to be the key of this obstacle. Nice and still, patient.
Lie down. Stay down. There. Wait.
It's hard being
Lie
in
down.
the beginning of the round. This
Stay down.
first time.
Let him look safe.
She
Stay down. Lie down. Stay down. Wait. There. Wait.
Her dad is one of the board of directors. Mountain States, you'll see this family on the live feed. I definitely noticed that the ad that they're still running, it's awesome with the Longhorns and it's beautiful, but all their kids are grown up now. There's lots of kids here. Probably over half of the team that's staff is youth coming into the program.
Give him a second,
They're
Sage.
not-
Lie down.
Push the hell out.
Wait. There. Lie down.
Oh my
Lie down.
It's time to bed, Jay.
Wait. Away. Away.
Oh, darn.
There. Lie down. Come
Good
by.
job. There she
Come by.
goes.
Come by. There. Come by. Come by. Lie down. Away. Away. There. Lie down. Away.
So,
Lie down.
she's only about 3
Away.
minutes.
There. Lie down. Come by.
There you go.
Come by. Come by. There. Lie down. Come by.
And through the panel they
Come by.
go.
There. Lie down. Coop. Away. Away. There. Lie down. Come by.
Right, now she's going to come up here.
Walk up. There.
She checked
Away.
on the time,
There. Lie down.
which is a good choice, but
There. Stay
still
down.
have to make it all the way to the end. So
There. Stay down. Stay. Away. Away. There. There. Lie down. Away. There. There.
stop, stop, stop,
There. Lie down.
stop.
Come back.
Patience,
Come back. There.
patience.
Lie down.
Now she's on
Good
the
job,
pen.
AJ.
There. Lie down.
Right up the
Away.
pen.
Nice and easy, sis.
Lie down. Come back. There. Lie down. Away. 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 There. Come back.
Dog is taking every
Lie down.
flick she says.
Walk
Easy,
up.
Sage.
Very
Lie down.
precise
Come back.
for her.
There. Away.
Easy, Sage.
So
Lie down. Stay down. Come back.
just nervous now.
Lie
She's
down.
at this
Easy,
point.
Sage.
It's
Lie down. Away. Away. Lie down.
a lot of
Come back.
pressure on the
There.
sheep
Lie down.
and her.
Away. There. Come back.
Easy, easy.
There. Lie down. Away. Lie down. Come back. There. Lie down.
Hold him.
Come back. Lie down. Away. Away. Lie down. Come back. Come back. Lie down.
Hold him.
Away.
Hold him.
Lie down. Come back.
Patience,
There.
patience.
Lie down.
Hustle,
Away.
hustle.
Away. Away.
Go.
Walk up. Lie down. Away. Lie down. Stay down. Come back. Lie down.
Now she's got to get this gate open.
Come back.
Come
There. Away.
Help him.
Away. Lie down. Away. There. Lie down. Come back. Come back. Push.
Good job.
Give me a damn stroke, bro.
Good job. Good job.
Nice work, Sage. Why did you do that? That's what we're going for. Up next, we have number 12, Tina Olsen and Clover, followed by number 13, Sherry Alvord and Beth, and number 14, Jennifer Stottlemyre and Scott.
Tina Olsen, Clover.
Down. Away. Get off. Get off. Down. Away. Down. Go by. What? Down. Wait, Dad, I can just walk. Away. Get off. Lie down. Walk. Away. Get off. Away. Hey. Away. Get off. Down. Go by. Go by. Go by. Go by. Down. Go by. Away. Get off. Oh, wait. Down. Walk up. Walk up. Walk. Walk. Down. Oh, wait. Get off.
All right, they told me to turn up my mic, so I'm doing that. So she's working on the first panel. This is Tina Olson and Clover from Oakdale, California. I don't have a sheet for her, so when I have a sheet, I try to give you as much information as I can possibly give. But my O's are missing. So if everybody gets a perfect score, how they're broken up is by that tiebreaker time. Occasionally that tiebreaker will also be tied. Doesn't happen a lot, but it does happen. So they have options to how to break those ties. Right, this is a novice class, so the novice handlers can move all over the place and help it out. We're trying to convince the sheep to turn. Wherever their heads are pointing, the rest of them will go. And she's heading up to number 2. And the more that she can keep them going in a flow instead of starting and stopping. But this is pretty common for younger dogs, and I don't have an age, but I'm guessing that either is feeling her owner's nerves, and that's all part of this game. Is we all get nervous out there. We have only 5 minutes to make all these choices to get through these panels. So that's less than a minute a panel. Really want to thank Nutrena for all their support. We are here in Afton, Wyoming. When I was sitting at home the first years watching, I was wondering, how come there's all these ads? Well, there's things like switching out cameras. There could be ads going on while that's going on. They could be moving livestock. And when they're moving the livestock, they need to shut the feed off, and they'll run some of the advertisements of the supporters of the program. And the other thing is they're having handlers meetings. We do a roll call at each class. They explain each of the courses, where the entrance and the exits are, or the point line, and how they have to be loaded into the obstacles. There's something called dirty in MSSA. We haven't had any of that. You know, if livestock go into a panel and then mix, they call that dirty, and you have to start the panel all over again. All right, she's resetting it up. This definitely seems to be the challenging obstacle. They might like it at the end because this is also their exit spot. And this is a border collie. And I'm going to pull out, we have a 91-page catalog that we have with all the run orders for the initial days. And there's a little bit about the handlers in here. So I will try to compare. We have all our wonderful sponsors.
Up next, we have number 13, Jerry Alvord and Beth. Followed by number 14, Jennifer Stottlemyre and Sky. And then number 15, Justin Mossbaugh and Staff.
All right. This is Jerry, Albert, and Beth. And he's picked up his dogs, and his sheep are heading this way, and they're going to come through that number 1. And remember, this is a novice class, so he gets to go all the way up there. If you watch some of the other classes, they may have to stand in certain spots and keep everything under control. So how much time to this first panel is how they break the time. So you get the points for the livestock, which would be 25, and they would register the time that they went through there. And he's got them kind of nicely convinced to go in a straight line somewhere. His dog's doing a nice job not catching their eye. And he's also assisting by walking with his dog. And he's running Beth in novice sheep and cattle. And he also has another dog. And he is from Wilson, Oklahoma. So now he's working on this second panel. We are in Afton, Wyoming. It's a small little community. I'm sure on the feed it shows the largest antler arch. It's in the center of town where they have quite a few little restaurants, little motels and cabins that we could stay in. And they open up the area to all of us dog people. They're telling me there's probably over 2,000 dogs here. And this is going nice and slow and smooth. And that might be the answer, to keep these sheep just walking in a direction. And I had said it's about less than a minute per panel because they have a total time of 5 minutes. This is on the fence, so if you can get them lined up, this is beautiful. He's got them marching away. That's counterclockwise movement of the dog, and that's exactly what he needs. Now he needs to head up to this other panel. He made up a little bit of time on that one. And he's just lining them out and getting them a little bit of an overflanks, what we call that in herding, going a little further, so it changed the path of the sheep, going up more towards their eye instead of staying behind. This dog's doing a nice job of showing how if he stays behind, everything moves real smoothly. So MSSA, everything about their program is the handler. So the level that they go in is based on the handler. So a dog could be competing or has competed as an open dog and is now being trialed by someone else to learn how to compete. And then there's also novice handlers that they're trained their own dogs. And some of the histories, if I have them on the dogs, you will get that kind of information if I have it for you. This is a border collie, and it's a patience game. He just rushed it. Everybody's very nervous, making sure they're doing the right thing. You kind of know that you have to get all the points to go to the final go around. They'll run 2 rounds, and then they'll have the finals. I believe sheep ends on Friday without looking at the schedule. This dog's doing what we call in herding world square flanks, where he turns his head off and takes a direction. Now he's being very patient here. And we're getting close to the buzzer. He got nervous. He can probably see the clock up here. It's over in our area. Nicely done.
Up next, we're going to have number 14, Jennifer Stottlemyre and Sky, followed by number 15, Jessica Mossbaugh and Stash, and then number 16, Chad Walker and Slash J Casey.
All right, we've exhausted the sheep off the field, and we're waiting for Jennifer and Sky. They come to us from Luther, Oklahoma. And Sky is entered in cattle and sheep. She's 4 years old, and they've been trialing for 2 years. They were in a NCA Novice Dog of the Year, so they have an accomplishment. She is also trialing a couple other dogs. This is a Border Collie. So now she's trying to convince them to come on down this panel. You can kind of see in the feed the beautiful hills that are all around us. We need to make it through this panel, so she's got to turn them around and get them come through it. Somebody's car alarm's going off. Just making sure it wasn't mine. All right, so that would be her tiebreaker time, and she gets the points for the first panel. Now we're moving up here. They're going in a nice clip. She can keep all those heads aiming for the pin. She needs to slightly turn them. Dog did a nice job of just moving over a little bit. Jennifer has 4 dogs that she's running in novice cattle and sheep, so she is going to be busy. And you can find MSSA trials all over the United States. If you go to Mountain State Stock Dog, there's an event page. You can take a look at what they are, go see one locally. Each place sets up their own course. MSSA also has some rules and guidelines that are about a page or two long, so they're kind of simple, and then they try to explain the rules when you're at a trial site so that you know what you're supposed to do. Just got to get all these heads turned. This panel has been very challenging for everybody. You got to be patient, and these sheep are saying, we want to run back to where we started. And we call that in the herding world the draw. That's one reason MSSA enters the stock at one end and exits it at the other, to help not have as strong a draw out on the field. Okay, she's going to make up some time here if she gets them through there nice and... Uh-oh, uh-oh. They saw the pressure of those panels and they said, no, we're not going to go there. Thought she had it set up really well, but of course we're kind of at a funny angle down here to see the actual angles. And you're only seeing part of the field. The handler has now moved down there so she can see it better. There. You want to hold them against that fence and take them down. Now she's going to head up to this panel number 4. People have had a pretty good time at this number 4. She made up a little time on that panel. Now she needs the pen. This is where you need your patience. Handlers cannot walk through any panels. That is one of the rules of MSSA. So I said there's only like a page of rules. Well, one rule, you can't have a stock stick. You can't have collars on your dogs. You must wear either an MSS cap or a cowboy hat. Wear collared shirts and dress appropriately. So it's a nice professional look about it that I think gives an extra element to this venue as far as showcasing these dogs. Hope you're enjoying having somebody on the stream. This is new this year that they have somebody full-time on the sheep. They may switch me around, they said, so we can do some of the cattle. And it's kind of good. You get a fresh look at something. So the dog's just a hair over flanking, or her timing's a slightly. And we are out of time. A lot of patience has to happen at the pen. Alrighty.
Good girl, stand. Good girl, stand. Good girl.
All right, thank you, Jennifer. Next up is Jessica Mosba and Stash, then Chad Walker and /J Casey, and then number 17 is Mike Deuce and Chuck.
All right, this is Jessica and Stash. They come to us from Fiddletown, California. And she's running multiple dogs, so I'm trying to find Stash in her list here. There you are. This dog's running cattle and sheep. It's a male. 4 years old, Border Collie. Been trialing for 4 years. This dog was the 2026 NCAA West Coast Regional Finals Novice Reserve Champion. So he's got to convince those sheep to stop looking at him and look the other way. So this is the Mexican standoff. Now their heads are turned. That was good timing on her part to lay the dog down. Let them know that the dog will stay there while they walk away. But then, of course, they didn't walk the right direction because they need to come through those 2 panels. Wherever their heads are pointing is where the rest of their body is going to go. So we got a couple going the right way. And now that's the tiebreaker and the points on the first panel. Now off we go up to this challenging one. All right, so she's trying to keep it nice and slow, heading up there, making sure that they're patiently going. We're close to a little airport, so you hear planes coming over quite frequently. They're going nice and slow here, which is a good plan. They have 5 minutes for this event. This is the novice class, and this is the Border Collie. We're in Afton, Wyoming. And they can do some handling from outside. And there they go. She calmly brought them through that panel number 2 and has them kind of just walking and convinced. Sheep, they're always so funny when they lean their shoulders together. They gotta make sure they hang on. That was just a little bit of a incorrect flank. Okay, now she's heading across. And again, this is novice, so they can walk much more places than they can in the other arenas. And here it comes. And she's holding her side and patiently putting them up there. And we're out of time.
Come by. Casey, come by. Come by. Here.
So he needs
Here,
to get
come
him
on.
turned around and back
Lie
through
down.
that panel. So once he's done that,
Come on.
he's got 0 on that panel.
There.
Um,
Come by.
he could have taken that if he wanted.
There. Wait. Away. Come by. There. Wait. There. Come by. There. Away.
All right, he got that panel. Now he's
Away.
moving on.
Away. There. Walk up.
He comes from Poole,
Wait.
Utah.
Wait. Walk up.
He's running several dogs.
There. Come by. There.
This is Chalk. He's running in cattle and sheep. He's 7-year-old border collie. And he's been trialing for 4 years. And he was second in the Winnemucca trial. Placed in the top fairly consistently at the Cache Valley trials. So this is a patience game. The dogs can't have a collar on.
There. Lie down. Walk up. Wait. Lie down.
Can't have a
Wait.
crook or stock stick, which is commonly used in
There.
other programs.
Lie down. Walk up. Walk up. Wait.
It's about how
There.
the dog can control the livestock.
Walk up. Wait. There. Come. There. Come by.
So
Come by.
come
There.
would be a small
Come by.
clockwise flank.
Come by.
This
There.
gentleman come
Lie
by.
down.
There can mean stop or walk up. People use it for different things.
There.
And now he's coming
Yeah.
across. You can see the areas back there. A little
Wait.
shop in town selling these
Wait.
canopies
Wait.
with all the
There. Come by. There.
uh,
Walk up.
flag, and
Away.
so they
Away.
have them
Casey,
out at the back
away.
of the pens.
Walk up.
They're kind of cool looking.
Away.
Might have to go shopping. I saw them.
There.
Even had an ice chest that was 4th of July.
There. Away. There.
All right, he's on to the pen now.
There.
This is where all the
Walk up.
patience
Come
has
by.
to begin.
There. Wait.
He should be
There.
aiming the heads
Come
straight in front of me to the
Ow!
corner of the
Come by.
pen.
There.
That's what they're aiming to do.
Walk up. There. Come. Come by. Come by. Come by. Wait. There. Come by. There. Wait. Away. There.
Got one going around.
Away.
So
There.
this is all
Walk
have
up.
to go in this pen.
Wait.
This is
There.
an all or
Come on.
nothing.
There. Walk
And
up.
again,
Come
that
by.
was all explained in
Wait.
the handlers
There.
meeting.
Come by. There. Walk up.
Ben.
Come by.
The judge just said
Come
it was
by.
a pen.
Come by.
So they take them out and they need to take them back here. They need to open
There.
the gate so they can just funnel
Walk out.
into the repen.
Wait. There. Come by. There.
And since I've been broadcasting, only 2 have
Wait.
finished the course. This
There.
is going to be tight.
Wait.
All head
Yep.
have to clear it.
Walk up. Lie down.
And they stop time for full time. Nicely done. Everybody clapping, they're excited. Ryan Nelson and Dolly are next. You can see everybody watching.
That was full points, 270 and a time of 434. Up next, we got Mike News at Chalk. And number 18 is Ryan Nelson and Dolly. Number 19, Roberta Temple and GFB Stick.
All right, I didn't catch it the last one was Chad and Casey. So this is Mike and Deuce and Chalk. And there's no judging of how the dog does it. It's just the lines that the livestock make it, and you have to do it in the time that's allotted. So a little bit of what we call overflanking, going too far and cutting it a little bit tight. So we're all nervous out here. Okay, there's his tied time. That'll be the tiebreaker time. And his first points. Now we're heading to this panel that people have been having a challenge. This would be a smooth-coated border collie, and they can have more white than black. So we're in Afton, Wyoming, and this is being put on by the Mountain State Stock Dog and sponsored by Nutrena. Hope you guys are enjoying watching. I know sitting at home, I get all 4 screens going. I think all the three arenas are going today. We'll have the field starting on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I believe is the field. That's the alarm in the other arenas, because now we have the upper and lower arenas of running cattle. They keep track of the cattle very carefully so that they only want to run in each arena. So they keep them segregated and separated. And when you see the maze back there, they put them together in the same location, and how they keep them all separated is quite music in motion back there, watching all the behind the scenes that you don't get to see. All right, through panel number 3, and he's on to 4. 4's been a good one for everybody. And he's through that one, and he's on to the pen. All right, so again, we're trying to line up that nose is pointing at this corner of the pen that's right in front of me, right in front of the camera. He's rotated on the stock right now. Need to aim it to that corner that you see now. Get those heads looking at it. Right there they are. Now keep everything calm. And he still has some time here. Some patience. Putting a little too much pressure on these sheep. They're not used to people. See how the dog's having to hold in that area. He might need to step back. He's moving, trying to try a different angle. And then the directions up by is clockwise. The stock is the center of the clock. We have to know about our analog. Keep our clocks in tow. Right. See, he's a little too much pressure. There we go. is the novice class. So they're gaining experience.
Pin.
And so he got the points for the pin, but did not do the repin.
Lie down.
Nicely, Judd.
Chop. Here. Here.
All right, nice job, Mike. Score of 225.
Get out.
Up next, we got number 18, Ryan Nelson with Dolly.
There. Lie
Then
down.
number 19, Roberta Temple, GFB6. And number 20, Jory Basgard and Odds.
There. Lie down. Stay. There. Stay.
All right, this is Ryan Nelson and Dolly, and they come to us from Mountain Grove, Missouri. Dolly is a 7-year-old border collie. Dolly is fourth on the all-time MSSA point list with over 32,000 points. She has won multiple national titles in multiple associations. She is also NCAA Dog Hall of Fame. She's won all of those titles with James Butler. And so now a novice handler has this dog and is learning from it in this. So we're working on this first panel, which is our timeline panel. That's if there's a tie with the same score, they'll use that to break any ties of like full points. All right, so it's got the first panel. Now we're coming up here to the second. We got a split going on here. Dog did a nice job going on the outside to get it turned. channel has created some real challenges for everyone. I want to keep reminding you of our sponsor, Nutrena, and several products. If you happen to stop by and come to Afton, Wyoming, it's just a little short drive. Hey, it's on the way to the Tetons in Yellowstone. Just drive on by. It's a beautiful drive. Sunny, big, blue skies. Chilly in the mornings. Had all my cold temperatures flashing this morning.
Wait, walk, wait, walk, come, walk, steady, hey, walk, wait, there, walk, come, there, wait, there, walk, wait, there, wait, there, walk, there, wait, 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 Speed, come, speed, walk, wait, wait,
No, you are totally fine. I'm Sherry, by the way. I think I emailed Missy a little bit. Oh, yeah. Nice to put a name and a face together.
All right, up next we got number 19, Roberta Temple, and GFB Stick. Then number 20, Jory Bassard and Oz. Then number 21 is Sage White and Eli.
What's that?
Thank you.
Hey,
Getting old too.
that's Chuck. That's Tiffany Nathan Meyer.
Hi, sweetheart.
Hey, Steve.
Can you pick something out of here?
Hey, can you watch Chuck?
He's just running the exhaust on it. Yeah, no, he's just exhausted. He just really. I don't know. Chuck, you want to come sit by me? Here, do you have a watch? Come here, look what's going on here.
Be nice to my dog.
I know. Ready?
I don't know. We'll see if he listens, and then we'll discuss whether or not he's my
Good
dog.
luck, Roberta.
Wait, where'd Chuck go? Right here, I got him. Pull up your sleeve. Are you doing this with your sleeve? Pull it up. High you want this.
No, down. Come by.
Okay. You want it on your wrist? You want help?
Stop. Here. Here.
All right, this is Roberta and GFB Stick. They're entered in sheep and cattle. This is a Border Collie. They've been trialing for 2 years. And the dog is 2.5 years old. And he was the 2025 Futurity Sheepdog of the Year.
No. Oh wait, sorry. My fault.
This is the novice class. So in MSSA, it's all based off the handler's experience. So they can take a more experienced dog that's been handled by someone else or done different things. This looks really nice. Keep that nice flow, patience. Don't do that. Went a little deep to the fence. There's a lot of pressure there on the handler and the dog, and they're nervous. We need to get all their heads turned, facing the right direction. And this is a novice class, so they can move in quite a few places. The sheep are going to figure out that this is the way out. The exit gate's right there. In MSSA, they enter the field at one end and they exit the other to help decrease the draw, which sheep always draw to where the other sheep are living. It's a silly herding term. We just need some patience here. Stop, stop. See, the dog just needs to stand there and wait it out. There's an opening there. They have to see it. Patience. And they're all through. Number 2. Okay, this is always hard for a young dog because the sheep are going to want to go to the other end. They're feeling that that's where they came from. They want to go back there. They're drawing that way.
There. Here. There. There. Here. Here. No, no, no. Here. There. Here. There.
Sage's turn.
Here.
Yeah,
There.
the other one, that one, when they look, when they look.
It's going a little too far to their heads. Now we got at least one looking, 2, 3, 4, 5, looking at the right hole.
Ah, shit. Oh, wait.
And again, all those panels put pressure on the dog, the stock. It just builds energy. If you have a dog at home, if you walk through a threshold and they like to jump through and rush through it or some tight spot, it's the same kind of thing for the livestock and the dogs. This panel's not created a lot of difficulty. People have been having a good time getting this one. The flanking terms are away to me and go by as time goes by. We want to thank all our sponsors. The city of Afton has opened up and all the businesses have given discount coupons and support and advertising and just welcoming us to this community. And we're out of time.
Jan, you doing all right?
job, Roberta. Up next, we got number 20, Lori Bastard and Oz. And 21, Sadie White, Eli. We'll have number 22, Harold McLaughlin and Wayne.
All right, we have Jordy Boscott and Oz. They come to us from Stanfield, North Carolina. And Oz is a 5-year-old border collie, and they've been trialing for 2 years. Oz sat the finals for USPCHA in 2020. All right, we need that panel. We have to turn it around. Some of the novice dogs are novice dogs with the novice handlers, and some are trained dogs by other people that have competed at higher levels and are now with a novice handler. All right, nicely, calmly got them turned around. Now once they clear this panel, all 5 of them, will be the tie time. That's what will break the ties. It's good. This dog has them kind of calmed. They're not totally trusting, but now they're walking. It's a nice little tippy-toed, light-footed dogs, not hitting the ground hard. So hopefully that'll relax the stock. Nice little stop as they're moving away. Nice distance between the stock and the dog. Cameraman's having a hard time keeping them both in, but it's keeping everything nice and slow. They're doing the little dance. And again, they want to break out by where they came out. That's called the draw. As long as we're marching our little heads the right direction. That's very tight opening there. So to the sheep, they think that's a trap right there. And they're always looking. See, they're looking for a way out. Now they're looking at us. They're not looking at the right hole. Predominantly see more collies in this event. There is other breeds.
Outside last week. It's too late. Good luck, Sage.
All right, this is a young juniors coming into the ring, Sage White and Eli. Her whole family, 2 brothers and sisters, are working hard. Her mom and her dad, as part of the board of directors for the MSSA, getting a lot of the livestock ready. It's their cattle. This is the novice class. So not 100%, but her brothers and dad are in open, and I believe this is one of their dogs that they've trialed in past years that I've seen. That was a nice time to the first panel. Now she's on to the second panel. She's in stand to stand the dog, a small away to do a little flank. Away is a counterclockwise flank.
Let him look, Sage. Let him look, Sage.
Patience, patience, patience. You can hear Dad in the background. I do have the mic up so you can hear in the arena. That is allowed. Collar. There's no collars on the dogs, and the handlers can't have a stick. She's wearing one of our staff working outfits. I have the same thing on, so if you see one of those on a handler, they're the worker bees. I believe she's in the back end sheep. They're all our stock handlers working hard. So sheep haven't quite seen the hole. It looks like they're one saw it. Let's see, is it going to come out? She's being very patient this time.
That a girl, Sage. Good job.
Okay, so she got through that one. She's under 2 minutes, so need to make up a little time here. They're trusting this dog. I sometimes can see shadows through the thing. There's a grandstand over in that area where people are watching. And very nicely done. And they're heading to the gate. They came out. They think that might be their option, but the dog says, no, you're going to head this way. She's doing a very nice job keeping their heads going in the direction she needs them to go, and the dog's doing a nice job of listening to her and all the details. All right, now she's on to the pen. It's got nice control, and I keep, for this pen, see that little corner of the pen that's kind of to the right of your screen? They should be aiming the heads of the sheep at that corner. There, she's got it. A little more way. There you go. And she's going to lead them right in there. There. Stand. Patience, patience, patience. This is the patience time.
Good.
So you can't run. So you see these crazy walking steps that everybody's doing. They do a long walking step and kind of looks a little hilarious. But she's at her gate. She's getting it open.
Help him, Sage.
Now you got to get behind them. Her dad's saying help because she's at 4 minutes. She's got to get. No, don't get in front of them. Yay! Nicely done. Full points.
Nice job, Sage and Eli. It's, full points with a time of 4:28. Up next, we got number 22, Carol McLaughlin and Welly. 23 is Jamie Alberg and Abby. 24 is Josh Harris and ASD Rojo Jr.
This is Carol McLaughlin and Willie from Fullerton, California. And they are in sheep and cattle. The dog is 6-year-old border collie. She's been trialing for 4 years.
Thank you.
The time has started once the sheep are out.
Get out. Drop. Drop.
Or when you send your dog. There's kids back there. So
Get out of that.
be careful that you don't put the sheep
Go.
over the top of the kids.
Go. Lie down. Down. Go by. Go by out.
Unless it's on fire.
Drop. Drop. Lie down, Welly.
So she's using
Down.
drop.
Way out. Drop. Drop. There, steady. Steady.
All right, through the first panel.
No, wait a minute. Away.
So each handler can pick their own
Drop.
verbal or
Walk.
voice commands.
Walk. Drop.
Now she's telling him walk.
Lie down.
There we go. Got a nice line.
Walk. I'll go speak talk to sheep. I'll be like, nice to get out of here. Go. Go. I'll go speak talk. But good luck. Go. Here. Here. Drop. Drop. Here. Down. Down. Drop. Oh, the sheep working for the walk. Walk.
Dance here. Oh, one saw the hole. Good job.
Drop.
It's always the
Walk.
secret in getting them to
Walk.
see the hole.
Welly.
Right. Gotta let
Get
him
back.
go.
No. Knock it off. Come here. Come here. Go. Go. There. Walk. Walk. Lie down. Down. Come here. Come in. There. Drop.
Okay, she's gonna turn back around
There. Go.
into
Go,
panel
come here.
number 3.
There. Drop. Drop. Walk. Come in. Come in. There. Walk.
She's doing good on time.
Walk. Welly.
On
Walk.
the third panel, and it's only 2 minutes. They have a total time of 5 minutes. Now she's got him. Nice straight line. So they thought maybe they'd think about going back to home base where they came out of. She's holding her side out here.
Get out of that. Drop. Back. Walk.
He just laughed. He goes, knock it off.
Walk. Lie down.
Yeah.
Down.
All right. Now she's on
Walk.
the pin. This is the patience game.
I told him, I know.
Walk.
Get all lined
Lie
up.
down. Drop. Drop.
Hold your side.
No. There. Drop.
A little bit of
Lie down.
overflanking. You want to
Go.
be aiming the heads to the pin.
Go. Lie down.
Dog's just
Way
too
out.
far.
Out.
Now it could go too
Way
far
out.
because it's got to get them turned.
There. Drop. Drop. Walk. Walk.
Nice walk up.
Walk. Go. There. Drop.
Now they kind
Go.
of started to look. Stop,
There.
stop,
Drop.
stop.
Get back.
They got to
Here,
see
go.
where they're going to go.
Drop. Drop.
It's going to look like a trap.
Drop.
To 'em. We've been talking about the pressure of the fence.
Knock it off.
Pushes
Knock
back.
it off. Get out. Get out.
Nervous. You're getting at the end.
Get out.
You know you're running out of time.
There. Walk.
Stop.
Welly there. Walk. Good girl.
Get them to the
Good
repin
girl.
after this.
Here. Bring. Walk. 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 Atta girl.
We are sitting
walk.
in Afton,
Walk.
Wyoming.
Walk. There. Stay.
Sunny, beautiful day.
Away. There. Stay. Go. There. Stay. 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 Go. Get out. There. Drop. Drop.
It's nice they have these 2 wings on it, but it's still making it tricky to get these sheep in.
Stay.
All right. Somebody
Stay.
stand, stand, stand.
Walk. Walk.
And we're out of time.
Good girl, come. Good girl, come. Come here. Good job.
Nice job, Carol and Welly. Up next, number 23, Jamie Malberg and Abby. And we got 24, John Harris and Haley. 25, Tammy Elwood.
There. Lie down. Walk.
All right, we have Jamie Malberg and Abby. They're from New Plymouth, Idaho. So it's an area I go to quite often, so I do know her and her family, and they're all here trialing this weekend. Abby is 3-year-old Border Collie, and they've been trialing for 2 years. Her awards and accomplishments in 2025, Novice Stock Dog Champion for the Patriot Sheep Trial in Las Vegas. 2025, Novice Stock Dog Champion for the Triple Arrow Cattle. And we're through the first panel, heading to the second panel. Nice job of getting them settled coming in here. And I think they see the hole and she's good to go. Good job. She's way ahead of time. Away. She's got somebody not believing. I would be flanking off that sheep, but that worked. Away. And they can come through this way, but they got to turn around and go back the other way. There we go. And now she's through the third panel and off to the fourth. So she's given flanks just to get her off the eye. Dog's a young dog, so she's trained this dog, so it's a good approach to get them to let the sheep know they have a place to go. Now they're marching right in there. Now they're heading to the pen. So again, she's just trying to get her not stick on any one eye, so they decide to pick a place to go. And she, as a handler, is moving. Lots of pressure when they're nervous and everything is. She's doing a nice job. I think she just pushed him out. She stepped forward. This one's just not convinced.
Oh, wait. There. Oh, walk up. Walk up. There. Go by. There. Walk up. Walk up.
She's
Oh, wait. Oh, go by. Good girl. Good girl. Oh, wait. Oh, wait. There. Walk up. Go by. There. Walk up. Stand. Stand, Abby. Oh, wait. There. Go by. Go by.
all right. Slow it down.
Walk up. Walk up, Abby.
Let that sheep trust her.
There. Go by. Go by. Walk up. Oh, wait.
Need to get her stopped. She's going to run out of time here. She was way ahead of time coming to this. That sheep did not help her out. Good job, Jamie. All right, this is Josh Harris he's from Shed, Oregon, and he's running ASD Rojo Jr. And he's running in cattle and sheep. He's been trialing for 3 years, and this is a 5-year-old Border Collie. This dog was 2025 Intermediate Sheepdog of the Year, 2025 Intermediate Sheepdog Champion, and has won many trials and overalls, as well as won 1 buckle and multiple other prizes. And he's through the timeline. Yeah, this dog was run by his son out of the open class. Now he's heading up to number 2 that's been giving everybody a lot of grief. So the pressure of the fences, the stock feels it. They're seeing it as a trap. They don't see that little opening. A couple of people that have had them, as they got them in line with that opening, and they could see there was a way out. But it definitely looks like a trap to them. There's one, might see it opening. They're still looking around. We're watching those heads. Wherever their little noses are going to point is where the rest of their body is going to follow. There you go. And this is the patience game. And nobody's looking at the hole. We got kind of one peeked at it. Gotta get their heads turned. There we go. I don't think they saw it yet. This post is in the way of the hole, but it's probably a 4-foot opening that they're aiming the stock at. It's so that they can open that 4-foot gate to do the repen. Now that I'm looking, you can't see that very well on the live feed here. Okay, we got one taker. Let's go. You got an opening. Good job. All right. He's got to keep him behind. Away. I talked about some of the dogs having eye. This dog is a little more free moving, a little looser eyed. All right, somebody came over to visit, but he's got about 30 seconds left here. And we're through the next panel. And he's on to the pin. And he's going to get the buzzer. All righty. right, we're on to the pen. Tammy comes to us from Banner, Wyoming. And this is a 6-year-old Border Collie. All right. All right, this is Wesley and Ginger from San Antonio, New Mexico. And we're going down to say hello to these sheep. Come through that first panel. This is a female Border Collie in sheep and cattle. She's 3 years old, and he's been trialing for a year. He was 2026 D&D Mini Ranch Frost and Fleece Classic combined, high novice cattle and sheep. This is the novice class for anybody who's just joining. We're in Afton, Wyoming. The class is based off the handler, so they are inexperienced handlers. They can either have dogs that they've trained themselves or get a dog that's been trained by someone else and competed and learn from that. So now he's heading to the second panel, which has been a challenge. Once they switch sheep, it might not be as difficult because that's also the exhaust at the end. So there's 5 levels in MSSA: novice, intermediate, and open. And then there's also futurity, which you qualify a young dog for. And there's nursery, which is an age requirements for those dogs that are within the rules. And they have to be born by a certain date. And then there's the junior program. So it's great to have so many juniors. They're all back working in the stock pens. If you see anybody with these Royal Brew shirts on today, all the staff wears a different color every day. There is a dress requirement, this cowboy hat or an MSSA cap or no hat, Western attire with a collar. You have no collar on your dog and you have no stick. You can review the rules for MSSA on their website. All right, he's on to the third panel. The sheep say, "This is where we came out. That's where we want to go back." a herding terminology is they're pulling to the draw. This is novice. They can walk. They have a much larger radius that they can walk in the arena. They just cannot walk through any panels. It's great seeing this big beginner class. Lots of people are even just coming to do sheep trials. So it's really growing. This year they're going to have sheep out in the field along with the cattle. All right, we need them to look. Oh, look, they're looking sort of. And that's all the time. All right, this is Danielle Nelson and MISR Nike from Logan, Utah. Nike is 7 years old. They've been trialing for 6 years, and she's trialing other dogs. This is a Border Collie. The closest come through this first panel, and this is the tiebreaker point. So if we've had multiple dogs get maximum points, and if they had a same time, then this tiebreaker would separate them. So now she needs to bring them back through, and now they've all cleared. She gets her time. Away is counterclockwise around the sheep. If you take the sheep as the center of the clock, go by is clockwise. And Border Collies do this lovely square flank, where when they give the flank, she turns and goes almost in a square circle. So they're heading to this panel that looks like a pin to the sheep with a 4-foot exit in that area where that post is. It's just like a 4-foot gate that they're putting, when they put the sheep away, they All right, so we're heading up here to this number 2. I want to thank all our sponsors. The town has sponsored a lot of items. The fairgrounds allowing us to be here. If anybody's listening that's a competitor, please pick up after your dogs. We are definitely need to keep this facility clean as we found it. It's a lovely facility.
Thank you.
All right, we have Natalie Momberg and Christy from New Plymouth, Idaho. And I've known this young lady for several years. Seen her trial. So now our dog's got to talk them into not quite to the other side of the stalks, kind of taking them across the arena. There, she got her back. Good job, Natalie. Okay, now they need to come straight through these fetch panels. Another silly herding word. And that will be the tiebreaker. And away is counterclockwise. And she's using stay or stand or down as stopping. Come by is clockwise movement. The sheep thought they were going to the pen. They were lined up for it perfectly. And now she's doing a nice job directing them. All the heads are walking away from the dog. I don't know that you can be up there. You might have to back off. Good job, Natalie.
She's probably going to start basket.
All right. So this panel's created a lot of difficulty because it looks like a pin is what it looks like going into the black tarp. Once they figure out that this is where they're exiting, they're going to be a little happier about it. And she's also one of our sheep stock setters. All right, one got in there, so hopefully it'll lead them all back in there. And it even saw the hole. Now stop. Look at the hole, you guys. So there's no running in MSSA. You can do a fast walk, so you're going to see handlers doing some strange walking, big long strides and things. So there's a lot of pressure on the dog because the sheep want to run back to where they came out. They're going into a box as far as they're concerned. They haven't, this group has not seen the little opening. The ones that have done it quickly, the sheep see the opening and just head for it. This has been the challenging obstacle. I want to thank Nutrena for all their sponsoring of all the arenas in the town of Afton. All the restaurants know we're here, and it's crazy. I come from Washington. There's even drive-up liquor stores. Craziness. Cute little farm stores have the largest antler arch in the world. There they saw it. Stay, stay, stay. They see the hole and they're going through. Yeah, you guys can't see them make it through, but you see them coming out. They got about single file through that hole. All right, got to get them flanked. All right, tight on time here. All right, she said she was taking that, so she's taking the 4. And she's out of time. Good job, Natalie. All right, this is Amity Pope and Roxy. She comes from Beaver Crossing, Nebraska. She's in cattle and sheep. The dog is 6-year-old Border Collie. And her accomplishments. Roxy and I won the 2025 Nebraska Good Life Series. All right, she's through the first panel. Now off to the second. They're pulling really hard to that where they come out. And gotta hold them up here. Slow it all down. Oh, she's got some that are really challenging her. But the dog's doing a really nice job going out wide and trying to control it, giving it a chance to think about going where it needs to go.
I think so. I haven't even looked in there, but I haven't got anything else. So I think we're good. I think we're good. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, Doreen. All right. Appreciate it.
All right, now they have to see this itty bitty hole. This one's still not convinced. Dog's been very polite and covering it, getting it to come back in. All right, they see the hole. Let them go, dog. There you go. All right, we're heading down the field. All right. Still hasn't convinced that one. There, we got number 3. Now we're heading to 4. As you see, the novice handlers have a lot of latitude in moving around the arena. That's a little bit of an overflank. That can happen. It's a lot of pressure. Everybody's nervous. It's a beautiful day here in Afton. Sun shining. There we go. We got number 4. Now we're going to get them turned to this pen. Away. And you're seeing everybody, a handler going to a side, dog taking the other side. Kind of want to think about an ice cream cone that you're, oh. Patience, patience, patience. This is an all or nothing. And we're all done. All right, this is Patrick Malberg and Bella. She's 2 years old. He's been trialing for 2 years, and this is a Border Collie. His accomplishments, 2-time finals qualifier. And he is from New Plymouth, Idaho. And we've now seen his wife, his daughter, and himself. And his son is the head stock handler in the back for these sheep, of course. Okay, so the hello is so important. Hopefully you've been seeing that. Dogs that are calmly coming down there. So we've got 4. If he turns them around on purpose, then he goes back to 0, which it looks like that's what he's doing. Well, I haven't said that we had no wind in the hopes that it would stay away, but now the wind is picking up. We are in Wyoming. All right, and we have our tie time and our first points. Now we're heading to number 2. And I know that they've trained these dogs, so they're the first to trial them. It's kind of fun. Right, they see the opening. Stop, 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 stop. Good job, good catch. Good job. They're through number 2. Now we're on to 3. And earlier I'd said there's less than a minute of item. There's 6 items out here to accomplish. They have 5 minutes to do it in. They get 25 points in each of the obstacles. They can move on in everything except for this number 5 pen that's right in front of us at the moment. But he's heading down to number 3. All right, they're really pulling to go back to where they came out. He's got them convinced now. Dog did a nice job turning them. Handler stepped up. So you'll see in the open and intermediate classes, there's definitely handler lines that are much further away, so less influence from the handlers. All right, we're coming over to number 4 over there. So the whistles would signify the same things as the away and go by. That's his stop whistle, just a long shrill that's commonly used. All right, now he's on the pen. It's got all the sirens going off. Good job. Nice and calm. Woo! There's this pen. Now he's got to get to the repen.
Good job, Patrick and Ella. Up next, we're going to have number 31, Maggie King and Bean, followed by number 32, Chandler Lomax and GD Smooch, and number 33, Jordy Vasgard and Slash J Nova.